Picture this. You're carrying a backpack. It's heavy, really heavy. And every time something hard happens, every time you swallow your anger, push down your sadness, smile through your pain, someone adds another brick to that backpack. One brick for the breakup you pretended didn't hurt. One brick for the job rejection you laughed off. One brick for every time someone hurt you and you said it's fine. One brick for the grief you never processed. One brick for the childhood wound you never talked about. One brick for the I'm okay when you absolutely weren't. And you've been carrying this backpack for years, maybe decades, so long that you don't even notice the weight anymore. You've just accepted that this is how heavy life feels. This is how exhausted you're supposed to be. This is normal, but it's not normal. And that exhaustion you feel, that's not just life being hard. That's the weight of everything you've been refusing to feel. And today, we're going to talk about what happens when you carry emotional weight for too long. And more importantly, how to finally put it down. Let's get specific about what's in that backpack, because I think a lot of us don't even realize what we're holding on to. You're carrying grief you never expressed. Maybe someone died and you had to be strong for everyone else. Maybe a relationship ended and you jumped straight into the next thing without processing. Maybe you lost yourself somewhere along the way. The version of you who had dreams, who felt things deeply, who believed good things could happen, and you never mourned that loss. You're carrying anger you were taught to suppress. Because anger wasn't allowed in your house growing up. Because women are called emotional or difficult when they're angry. Because men are told anger is the only acceptable emotion, but expressing it wrong makes you dangerous. So you swallowed it. And now it sits in your chest like a fire you're constantly tamping down. You're carrying shame you've never spoken out loud. The thing you did that you've never told anyone. The thing that was done to you that you blame yourself for. The way you feel about your body, your sexuality, your worth, your past. The voice in your head that says, if anyone really knew me, they'd leave. You're carrying disappointment you're not allowed to feel. Because your life looks good on paper, because other people have it worse, because you should be grateful. So you feel guilty for feeling disappointed, which just adds another brick. Now you're carrying disappointment and guilt about the disappointment. You're carrying fear you can't admit. Fear that you're not enough, fear that you're too much, fear that you're wasting your life, fear that this is as good as it gets. Fear that if you stop moving, stop performing, stop holding it together, everything will fall apart. That's what's in the backpack. And you've been carrying it so long, you think it's just part of your body now. But it's not. It's weight. And weight can be put down. Here's the thing about emotional weight. It doesn't just sit there quietly. It leaks. You think you're fine because you're not crying at work or having breakdowns in public. You're functioning. You're showing up. You're getting things done. But then you snap at your partner over something small, and the anger that comes out is way bigger than the situation. That's not about the dishes. That's brick number 47 in your backpack finally cracking. Or you're exhausted all the time. You sleep 8 hours and wake up tired. You take a vacation and come back still drained. Because physical rest doesn't fix emotional weight. You're not tired from working too much. You're tired from holding too much. Or you feel nothing. You watch a beautiful sunset and feel blank. Someone tells you good news, and you have to perform excitement because you can't actually access the feeling. You're numb. Because when you suppress the hard emotions, you suppress all the emotions. The backpack doesn't just hold the pain, it blocks the joy too. Or you get sick. Your body keeps the score even when your brain won't. Headaches, stomach issues, chronic pain, an immune system that can't keep up. Because stress isn't just mental. Suppressed emotions live in your body, and your body is screaming, I can't carry this anymore. Or you self-destruct in slow motion. You drink more than you used to. You scroll for hours because being present hurts. You sabotage good things because you don't believe you deserve them. You push people away before they can leave. You prove the ugly voice in your head right because at least that feels predictable. And the worst part, you look around at everyone else and think, why am I the only one struggling? But here's the truth. They're all carrying backpacks too. They're just better at pretending they're not. Can we talk about the performance for a second? Because I think this is where most of us are living. You go to the party, you laugh at the jokes, you ask people about their lives. You post the picture on Instagram with the caption that makes it look like you're having the best time. And maybe in that moment, you are. Or maybe you're so good at performing that even you can't tell the difference anymore. But then you get home, you close the door, you take off the smile like it's a costume, and you sit in your car, or your living room, or your bathroom floor, and the weight comes crashing back, and you cry, or you stare at the wall, or you feel that hollow ache in your chest that you can't name, and you think, why do I feel like this when everything is fine? Because everything is not fine. You're just good at pretending. You work hard all day. You meet the deadlines. You respond to the emails. You show up to the meetings with your camera on and your professional face ready. And nobody knows that you cried in your car during lunch. Nobody knows you're barely sleeping. Nobody knows that you're doing all of this while carrying a weight that makes every single task feel like climbing a mountain. And you wonder why you're so tired. You wonder why everyone else seems to have energy you don't. You wonder if you're weak, if you're broken, if there's something fundamentally wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just carrying something you were never meant to carry alone. Somewhere along the way, we got taught that strength means carrying everything by yourself, that asking for help is weakness, that if you can't handle it alone, you're failing. That's bullshit. Real strength isn't carrying the weight until you collapse. Real strength is recognizing when the load is too heavy and having the courage to ask for help. Because here's what nobody tells you. The people in your life who seem to have it together, they're not carrying it all alone. They have therapists. They have best friends who actually know what's going on. They have partners they're honest with. They have support systems they've built and boundaries they protect. They're not superhuman. They're just not trying to do it by themselves. And I know why you don't ask. I know the voices in your head. I don't want to burden anyone. Other people have real problems. I should be able to handle this. If I start talking about it, I won't be able to stop crying. What if they think I'm weak? What if they don't care? But let me ask you this. If someone you loved came to you and said, I'm struggling, I need help, would you think they were weak? Or would you be honored that they trusted you enough to be honest? You'd want to help them. You'd want to know. So why do you think you're the exception? Why do you get to be the only person in the world who has to carry everything alone? You don't, and you're not supposed to. I'm going to tell you something that's going to feel impossible, but I need you to try it anyway. Tell one person one true thing. Not the full story, not the entire backpack, just one brick, one true thing about how you're actually doing. It might sound like, I'm not okay right now. I've been really struggling lately. I need help, and I don't know how to ask for it. I'm scared. I'm exhausted, and I don't know how much longer I can keep this up. 3 words work too. I need help. That's it. That's the first brick. And I know it feels terrifying. I know your brain is screaming, don't you dare say that out loud. I know you're worried about what happens next, how they'll respond, if they'll think less of you. But here's what actually happens when you drop the first brick. Your body exhales, maybe for the first time in months. Because the secret is out, the performance is over. You don't have to pretend anymore, at least not with this one person in this one moment. And one of 2 things will happen. Option 1. They'll meet you there. They'll say, "Thank you for telling me," or "I'm here," or "What do you need?" And you'll remember, oh, this is what connection feels like. This is what it's like to not be alone. Option 2. They won't know what to do with it. They'll get uncomfortable, change the subject, say something unhelpful like, "Just think positive," and that sucks. But it's also information. This person doesn't have capacity for your weight right now. That doesn't mean you're too much. It means they're not your person for this. So you try someone else. Not everyone can hold your pain, but someone can. I promise you someone can. If you're sitting here thinking, "Okay, but who do I tell? I don't have anyone." Let me give you some options. Therapy. I know, expensive, hard to find, stigmatized, whatever. But if you have any access to it, through insurance, through sliding scale, through community mental health, through an app like BetterHelp, use it. Because therapists are literally trained to hold your bricks. That's their job. You're not burdening them. You're using a resource that exists for exactly this reason. A crisis line. 988 is the new crisis number in the US. You can call or text. You don't have to be suicidal to use it. If you're overwhelmed, if you need to say the thing out loud to another human, they're there. Free, anonymous, available. One safe person. Think about the people in your life, not the person you perform for. The person you've been real with before, even a little bit. The friend who's asked, "Are you okay?" and seemed like they actually wanted to know. The family member who's been honest about their own struggles. The coworker who mentioned therapy without shame. That person. Text them. "Can we talk? I need to be honest about something." A support group. Online or in person. Grief groups, anxiety groups, depression groups, PTSD groups, caregiver groups. There are communities of people carrying similar bricks. Google support group near me, your specific thing, or look on Reddit, Facebook, specialized forums. Sometimes it's easier to be honest with strangers who get it than with people who know you. Start writing. If talking feels impossible, write it down. Journal it. Voice memo yourself in your car. Type it in your notes app and don't send it to anyone. Just get it out of your body and onto something external. That's still dropping a brick. You're still letting it go. The point is, you have to start somewhere. One brick, one person, one honest moment. Because the alternative is carrying it until it breaks you, and you don't deserve that. I'm not going to lie to you and say it's instant relief. I'm not going to promise that saying, "I need help," fixes everything. But here's what does happen. You start to realize the backpack was heavier than you thought. Once you drop one brick, you feel how much lighter that is, and you realize, holy shit, I've been carrying a lot. You start to identify the other bricks. You start to notice, oh, that's anger I never expressed, or that's shame from something that wasn't my fault, or that's grief I didn't think I was allowed to feel. And naming them makes them less overwhelming. You start to build a support system instead of an audience. You stop performing for people and start being real with people, and the relationships that can hold your truth get deeper, and the ones that can't, they fall away. And that hurts. But it also creates space for people who actually know you. You start to feel things again, not just the hard stuff, the good stuff too. Because when you stop numbing the pain, you stop numbing the joy. Life gets more intense, but it also gets more alive. You start to believe you're not broken, because you're not carrying it alone anymore. Because someone else saw your heaviest brick and didn't leave. Because you're learning that needing help doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. And slowly, so slowly you almost don't notice, the backpack gets lighter. You're still carrying some of it. Healing isn't about having no weight. It's about having a weight you can actually carry, a weight that doesn't crush you. And one day, someone else will tell you, I'm struggling, I need help, and you'll recognize what they're holding. And you'll say, I know, me too. Let me help you with that. And you'll realize, oh, this is why I had to go through it, so I could hold this for someone else. That's how we do this. Not alone. Together. Listen to me. If you've been carrying emotional weight for so long, you don't remember what it feels like to be light. If you're performing fine for everyone while breaking in private. If you think asking for help means you're failing, you don't have to be strong anymore. Not like that. You can be honest instead. You can be tired instead. You can be scared and sad and overwhelmed and asking for support instead. Strength isn't carrying everything until you collapse. Strength is saying, this is too heavy, I need help lifting it. You're not weak for needing people. You're human. And the bravest thing you can do, the thing that will save your life, is dropping the first brick. Telling one person one true thing. Start today. Start right now. Okay, your turn. And I need you to actually do this, not just read past it. What's the heaviest brick you've been carrying? Not the whole backpack, just one. The thing that feels heaviest right now. The thing you haven't said out loud. Write it down in the comments. You don't have to write a novel. You don't have to explain. Just name it. Maybe it's, I'm so lonely. I don't know if I can do this anymore. I'm angry at someone I'm supposed to love. I feel like a failure. I'm scared I'm wasting my life. I miss who I used to be. Whatever it is, type it. Let it go. Put it down right here. Because here's what's going to happen. Someone else is going to read your comment and think, oh my God, me too. And suddenly, neither of you is carrying it alone anymore. That's how healing starts. Not in isolation, not in silence, in truth, in community, in the terrifying brave act of saying, I'm not okay, and letting someone witness it. Drop your brick below. Let's lighten the load together. And if this video made you feel less alone, if you're realizing you've been carrying too much for too long, hit subscribe. We're doing real talk here. No toxic positivity. No just be grateful bullshit. Just honest conversations about the weight we carry and how we put it down without falling apart. See you in the comments. I'll be there. You don't have to carry it alone anymore.